asthma, bronchitis, and COPD.
This supplement has been a real game changer for me, and some of you might know that Amazon took it off their shelves and the FDA was trying to ban it. Thankfully, that did not succeed, and I hope nothing ever happens to it. I just want to share my experiences with the supplement and an experience of another person who I was very close with. And this was maybe like 7 years ago. So he was having really severe tics, and he ended up getting diagnosed with Tourette's. And I am more of the type of person to do like research and read about studies. He was also dealing with OCD-like symptoms and other related problems, which are super common with something like Tourette's. So I ended up doing research, and I read something that was, looking into using this as a treatment for OCD-like symptoms.
Since there are some real commonalities between OCD and Tourette's, I thought it would be worth looking into because he was desperate to get better at that time, and up to 60% of TS sufferers also have OCD. NAC helps regulate glutamate in the brain, and this is a very important neurotransmitter. Excess glutamate levels are associated with numerous mental health conditions, including OCD. This paper is a systematic review of 4 clinical trials and 5 case reports which were analyzed. This was from 2015, and there are more studies since then. Some of the studies have found it to be quite effective, and others not so much. For this paper, the study durations were an average of 12 weeks, and the average dose per day was 2,400 to 3,000 milligrams of NAC. Results showed minimal adverse effects and a notable reduction in the severity of symptoms. With that said, more studies are needed.
So I told him about it, and he started taking it and noticed a great reduction in the tics, like very quickly. And the thing is, there are no magic pills. So as much as that may have helped him at that period of time, it's not going to last forever. You got to have a multi-pronged approach to health conditions, in my opinion, in my experiences. So he ended up having to greatly change his diet, and he ended up realizing certain things that were really contributing to causing the tics, and really basically they were triggers of the tics, and they were dietary related. So having something like this on hand was really, really helping him when you're dealing with something that's such a severe condition. Because for some people, Tourette's can be very severe. It can be mild. It can be very severe at times, though, depending on what's going on with your health. Now, many years later, he's doing so much better, and he has very few symptoms of those things that he was dealing with back then, that's pretty amazing. There's so much that you can do. And I think it's sad sometimes because I've heard a lot of conversations, I've been around for a little while, and I've heard people talk about certain things, especially Tourette's, where they think that, I was diagnosed with this and it sucks and there's nothing you can do. You just have it and people need to accept it. And it's don't give up. There's so much that you might be able to do. Everybody's different. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but you might be able to really make a change in your symptoms and what's going on. Because with what I've researched and with my friend, what I've personally come to the conclusion is that, like I said, maybe not everybody, but this person in particular, having higher glutathione levels and detoxing the body, that was the key for him to remain symptom-free.
So this is still being researched, but in this one study, 70 children with TS were compared with 36 healthy children. Extensive blood work revealed that children with TS had high levels of oxidative stress. They were also shown to have low zinc and higher ferritin levels. With the high oxidative stress, implementing measures to address it seems like a good approach in trying to manage or lessen the symptoms.
I just love that there are things that you can do yourself to try to improve your condition and different things you're dealing with, because we all have our own problems and health issues and stuff. So I just wanted to share that. Now I'm going to share my own personal experiences. So whenever I'm sick, I end up taking NAC daily, a few times a day during that illness. And I have noticed that I've gotten better a lot faster when I have this. So that's one benefit. Other than that, some people take supplements and they feel a change. I've never felt absolutely anything from this except that I've gotten better faster. It's the only thing I've noticed. Now, besides that, If I'm going to the doctor and I need to have an x-ray done, which has happened kind of a lot lately because I had surgery on my foot, so I'm going to do an x-ray coming up soon again, I will end up taking this. Sometimes I'll take it a couple of days before. I will take this, like I said, if I remember, I'll take it before. Otherwise, I'll take it afterwards a few times a day, maybe for a few days, maybe for the week, a couple of times a day, something like that. It's not a perfect science or anything, but that's what I've done. Another time when I take this is if I take Tylenol for a headache. Now, I'm very, very careful with pain medicine, ibuprofen or Tylenol. I personally don't take ibuprofen at all. I believe that one is hard on the kidneys, and Tylenol is a bit worse for the liver, I believe. But with Tylenol, I just try to very, very rarely take it. But if I do have the rare occasion where I have a pretty bad headache, I will take a half a Tylenol. Maybe I'll end up taking another half. That's like a big deal for me. That's so much. And then I'll end up taking NAC as well.